Let's just get this out of the way up front. No, you cannot cure cancer with kale, or turmeric, or celery juice, no matter how many wellness influencers swear by it while sitting cross-legged on a beach somewhere with suspiciously perfect lighting. Welcome back to Pharma-Logic, where we unpack health myths with science, compassion, and just enough sarcasm to keep things interesting. Today, we're taking on one of the most persistent and dangerous myths out there. The idea that you can cure cancer with diet alone. It's an idea that's everywhere. Maybe you've seen the viral posts. This one food kills cancer cells, or doctors don't want you to know this ancient anti-cancer smoothie. It's tempting. It's hopeful. And hey, nutrition absolutely plays a role in health. But curing cancer, that's a much more complex story. So let's break it down. Cancer isn't one disease. It's a collection of over 100 different diseases, each with its own mutations, behaviors, and responses to treatment. Saying you can cure all cancer with a food is like saying duct tape can fix every car problem. It's ambitious. Diet can absolutely help reduce cancer risk. A plant-rich, high-fiber, low-processed diet can lower inflammation, support immune function, and reduce your risk for certain cancers, like colon, breast, and prostate. Avoiding processed meats, limiting alcohol, maintaining a healthy weight, all good things. But prevention and cure are not the same. Once cancer is established, especially if it's spreading, it doesn't politely step aside because you started drinking green smoothies. Cancer cells don't follow health advice. They're rogue, mutated cells with one mission: grow and survive, even at the expense of the rest of your body. That's why actual cancer treatment involves some heavy hitters: surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, immunotherapy, targeted drugs, all designed to stop the uncontrolled growth, kill cancer cells, and preserve healthy ones. Sometimes these treatments are grueling, but they're based on decades of research, clinical trials, and real-world outcomes. And when people say, "But chemotherapy is toxic," well, yes. Chemotherapy is literally toxic to rapidly dividing cells. That's the point. It's not pleasant, but it's one of the most effective weapons we have against a disease that doesn't play fair. Choosing chemo over carrots isn't about rejecting nature. It's about choosing the tool that's been scientifically proven to save lives. Now, this doesn't mean nutrition isn't important during treatment. It absolutely is. A healthy diet can support energy, recovery, immune strength, and overall well-being. It can even help manage side effects like nausea, fatigue, or mouth sores. But that's support, not substitution. It's the difference between wearing a helmet and thinking the helmet itself will win you the Tour de France. The idea that diet alone can cure cancer is not just inaccurate, it's dangerous. It leads people to delay or refuse proven treatments, hoping that raw food or herbal teas will be enough. That delay can cost lives. And often, by the time patients return to conventional care, the cancer has progressed too far. As a pharmacy student, I've seen firsthand how hard it is for patients to navigate cancer treatment. The medications can be complex. The side effects are real, and there's so much fear. That fear makes people vulnerable to misinformation, especially when it's wrapped in pretty packaging and sprinkled with words like natural, detox, and ancient wisdom. But here's the thing: natural doesn't always mean safe or effective. Arsenic is natural. So is asbestos. Snake venom, 100% organic. The effectiveness of a treatment isn't in how it's marketed. It's in how it performs under rigorous scientific scrutiny. Now, are there compounds in food that show anti-cancer potential? Yes, in labs, in isolated environments, at doses far higher than you'd ever get from your salad. For example, curcumin from turmeric has shown some anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer effects in cell studies, but translating that to a real-world cure, we're not there yet. And eating turmeric in your dinner isn't the same as taking a purified, standardized pharmaceutical-grade compound. And even then, it's still under study. This is where nuance matters. Nutrition matters. Lifestyle matters. but they're pieces of a much larger puzzle. They can reduce risk, improve quality of life, and support treatment, but they're not substitutes for oncology. So what can you do if you or someone you love is facing cancer? First, trust your care team. Ask questions, get second opinions if needed, and make sure you understand the options. Oncologists don't just throw darts at a board, they follow evidence-based protocols tailored to your specific diagnosis. And no, they're not all part of some massive conspiracy to suppress natural cures. If a food truly cured cancer, do you really think the medical community wouldn't use it? That would be like fire departments ignoring water because it's not patentable. Second, focus on what you can control. Eating well, staying active if possible, managing stress, and building a support system all make a difference. Not in curing cancer, but in how your body handles treatment and how you feel along the way. Mental health is a huge factor during cancer care. Anxiety, depression, fatigue, all of these are real and valid, and good nutrition can support both body and mind. Third, beware of magical thinking. If something sounds too good to be true, this mushroom cured stage 4 cancer in 3 weeks. It probably is. Be especially cautious of anyone selling a cure, especially online. The science of cancer is complex. If a food or supplement really cured cancer, it would be front-page news, not buried in the comments section of a juice cleanse video. There's a reason oncologists aren't replacing chemo with berry smoothies. Pharmacists are part of this ecosystem too. We're trained to understand chemotherapy agents, side effect management, drug interactions, and supportive care. We also know how to spot a dangerous supplement or a fake cure, and how to explain why it's a problem with compassion and clarity. And trust me, we've heard it all, from apricot seeds to alkaline water, and we're always ready to help you sort fact from fiction without judgment. Here's the good news. There's a growing field of integrative oncology. That means combining evidence-based cancer treatment with supportive therapies, including nutrition, exercise, acupuncture, mindfulness, all monitored by qualified professionals. It's not about rejecting medicine. It's about enhancing care with the best of both science and support. And one more thing. If you've ever blamed yourself or someone else for getting cancer, please don't. Cancer is not a moral failing. It's not because you didn't eat enough broccoli. It's a complex interplay of genetics, environment, lifestyle, and sometimes just bad luck. Blaming patients for their illness adds guilt to an already impossible burden. Let's replace blame with support, always. So no, you can't cure cancer with diet. But you can support your body with good nutrition. You can advocate for yourself with evidence-based care. And you can avoid the rabbit holes of misinformation by asking the right people, like your pharmacist, your oncologist, and yes, maybe even a slightly sarcastic YouTube video. Thanks for watching. If this helped you sort fact from fiction, hit that like button. Subscribe for more myth-busting, pharmacist-informed health videos every Friday at 5 p.m. MST, and drop a comment below. Have you ever heard a wild cancer cure claim? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the weirdest ones, the scariest ones, and maybe even the ones that made you think twice. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, your health deserves real science, not just a catchy slogan. Let's keep the conversation honest, smart, and rooted in evidence. Because when it comes to something as serious as cancer, you deserve more than hope. You deserve the truth. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand about your health, the better you can advocate for yourself and your loved ones. So stay informed, ask questions, and never be afraid to speak up about your care.